G'day viewers, welcome to the end of another week, which means it's time for Totally Fucked Up Friday. Fueled by a proper Somerset zoider. If you're from Somerset and you find this accent offensive, I apologise, but I've been drinking cider and this seems like a reasonable way to speak. Don't do alcohol, okay kids, it makes you stupid. Anyway, Totally Fucked Up, let's go. This week, a lot of people have been at me about Google Plus and basically forcing you to have a Google Plus account if you want to comment on YouTube videos. Is that good? Is that bad? Or is that indifferent? It's real is what it is, okay? The whole good, bad, indifferent vanishes off into the ether when it comes to it's real. You know, I've been making videos on YouTube for 7.5 years, and the one thing that has stayed constant is the way people piss and bitch and moan at every change. Okay, I'm kind of sick of it. I never buy into it because it got old for me a long fucking time ago, okay? It's as simple as that. I don't own the site. I'm not a multi-billion-dollar company. I don't know how to make things work. Look, there have been the biggest changes that have upset me has been the loss of localization. There's no real default to Australian content if you come onto Australia. That was how I discovered new people. It was how people discovered me. The changes in that realm in the last couple of years, not just me, but it has affected me. It's cut my views and new viewers by about 75%, which is pretty fucking harsh. But hey, is it Google's job to give me free money? I don't really think so. And, you know, and I see people with 1 million subscribers who've produced consistently good content only getting 50,000 views. I think that's an issue, but, you know, let's try and work on it rather than just be pissy little fucking whiners. Oh, and when you're going to go on your social media and complain about the changes, do yourself a favour and don't phrase it in such a way that suggests that you think you're smarter than Google, because you're not. This may not be a good move. They may back away a little for it. I don't know. Once they got rid of the one actual fucking mistake they made when channel owners couldn't reply to comments, that lasted for about a day before they fixed it. Once they got rid of that, I'm over it as far as I'm concerned. If they've been very explicit, it's an attempt to lose the reputation of YouTube comments being the cesspool of the internet. And that's a well-earned reputation. It might work, it might not work. They might go back, they might leave it. I've gotten over fighting YouTube changes many years ago, and I just fucking roll with it. But look, another Google story from this week. Max Mosley, who was a Formula One star, used to be head of the International Automotive Federation, high flyer in the Formula One realm. Lots of money involved in that world, and Max Mosley is also a fascist, bit of a fan of the old Nazi Germany. And a few years ago, photos were published of him at a bondage party with a Nazi theme. So that's his two things: dressing up like a Nazi and being spanked. Go for it, buddy. And this is not like a Prince Harry, I dressed up in a Nazi uniform for a fancy dress party because I thought it would be kind of funny and that may be poor judgment. No, this guy's actually a fascist. And he's into bondage. Good for you, buddy. What's not good is pretending that isn't you and trying to force the world to change. He's actually just had a court in France rule in his favour that Google has to censor images from their search results of him in Nazi gear at a bondage party. This is stupid on so many fucking levels. He's going, oh, under French law, people have a reasonable expectation at a private function that the photos won't be circulated. The fact that this went through a court is just fucked beyond belief. Really? And this idea of, I'm going to find the country that has the right repressive laws and launch a proceeding there to try and affect global internet traffic. It's not like he's unique, and it's not like France is unique. The Anti-Defamation and libel laws in Australia are fucking horrendous. And the New York Times has lost a lawsuit launched in Australia about information they publish. Stuff they would never have lost a court case for in the States, they did in Australia because of Australia's laws, and the argument was, well, you can view their website in Australia, therefore they lose. I think that's wrong too. And there are examples of this all around the world. My favourite part of this is this fucking moron going, I need to stop people remembering that I dressed up as a Nazi at a bondage party. I know, I'll file a court case. It's called the Streisand effect, dickhead. What you've done is put on public record that you're the sort of douchebag who not just dresses up as a Nazi at a bondage party, you think you can use courts to censor the entire internet, thus preserving for all eternity the fact you're a fuckhead who likes to dress up as a Nazi at bondage parties. You fucking moron. And another, on the realm of internet censorship, one of the laws, an international treaty I bring up semi-regularly, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP. Bad, 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 bad. It's not just about the internet, it's about all these things in international trade, and basically most of it is fucked, and it's being done in secret, and the US, which is leading it and is forcing other countries to comply, is likely to try and rush it through Congress with little or no debate. And the Electronic Frontier Foundation points out the New York Times has endorsed the TPP, saying, it's ace! Go TPP! Go NYT! I love how the EFF pointed out, this is secret. The TPP is secret. It hasn't been made public. So, the New York Times endorsing it is either an appalling act of subservience in that they don't even know what's on it, but they've decided to suck up to the government and say, yeah, it's good. Whatever you say, guys, yeah, we'll say it's good. We don't know what it is, but it must be good because it's you. Because we've had no evidence that the government does anything questionable. So that'll be fine. Or they have seen the secret documents and they're fucking cowards and they've betrayed their public trust in that they haven't even reported the content to the public. So they're either suck-ups or fucking wusses. Either way, bullshit, NYT. Absolute fucking bullshit. Link below to the EFF. If you're in the Americas, you are the United States of America, not the Americas. You are in the driver's seat. Follow the link from the EFF. Pressure your elected representatives to block this. It's worked before. Hopefully it'll work again. And that's not the end. It'll just keep coming back. We'll have to give it. But you do it. Sometimes they bow to pressure. Do it. Follow the link and say, this is bullshit. You're saving the rest of the world, okay? If this passes in the US, they'll force it on the rest of the world. Do it. Please, please, for everyone. Just do it. And I'm going to finish with some crime stories. One that just blew my mind. Yeah, criminals are stupid. We get sold this story on TV shows and movies. There's master criminals. There might be one or two. Most criminals are stupid. They're just prepared to do shit that most people aren't. And most criminals get caught not because of smart police, but because they're stupid and they make bad choices. Few as bad as the burglar in California broke into a woman's house. Her name's Robert Irvine. Why was it bad to break into her house? Turns out she's a champion axe thrower. Yeah, that's a thing. She throws tomahawks at targets and wins, feeding the bullseye. And she keeps a fucking throwing axe next to her bed. She got woken up. She's wearing a gold bracelet. And the dude is trying to get it off her hand while she sleeps. And she woke up. Lucky for this guy, she didn't axe him. Apparently she just scared the shit out of him. First with the force of her voice. Because I think axe thrower, I'm going to go out on a limb. I think axe throwers are confident people. They're sure they've got their shit together. She's got the axe next to her bed and she freaked the guy out just by talking and she let him run away. And he ended up being caught. Apparently he's an associate of one of her kids. What a fuck up. But yeah, it's like the thought, she could have, as he ran, if she wanted to, because she throws a target, she could have placed it right in his fucking spine. And she chose not to. And apparently she now has a sign on her door because there's a bit of a burglar issue in her neighbourhood. And the sign along the effects of, I'm a champion axe thrower. Up is the direction in which I will fuck your shit if you try and steal from me. Be warned, motherfuckers. And you know what? It's not ladies with axes who are your main concern in issues of law and order. Honestly, it's cops. It's dodgy cops, it's corrupt cops, and it's cops who take their legal powers a little bit too far. As happened in New Mexico with a roadside stop. The cops suspected someone may have drugs on them. Get out of the car, sir. And he got out. And the cops report, they said he appeared to clench his buttocks. Little tip, if a cop's talking to you in New Mexico, don't clench your buttocks because they get fucking weird at that point. Yes, what's happened is they've taken him off to the hospital. We're going to do a rectal exam on you because I think you've got cops. And the people at apparently the first hospital said, fuck off you freaks. We're not doing medical procedures just because you've got a hunch about this. But then another hospital said, oh, you sure, we'll help you. But they started with an x-ray. Okay, non-invasive. Let's x-ray his torso. Let's x-ray his abdomen. And torso wouldn't have really helped. Abdomen. And they said, okay, nothing that looks like drugs is on the x-ray. Whatever. Bend over, sunshine. Here come the gloves. Yeah, there go your rights. And they did a little bit of a probe. Didn't discover anything. Apparently the cops weren't satisfied with that and go, I don't think you probed him enough. All right, probe again. A second probing goes ahead. And at which point I've had to have the anal exam. I'm a man of a certain age. I had an illness and the doctor had to rule everything out. And he went, okay, sorry to break it to you now. Now the finger goes up your bum. And I went, what? Not even buying me dinner? To which the doctor went, ha, no one ever says that. Sorry, doctor, that's a lame joke. I apologise. Go for it. And I didn't have anything wrong with me, as it turned out. Doctor and I are still friends. No, we're not. Anyway, so 2 anal probes reveal nothing. You would think after that humiliation, they might let him go. But no. They said, okay, we don't believe you. We're going to stick an enema up your clacker, and then you have to dump a load in front of us. And quite honestly, at this point, I would have been hoping, I don't know, I had Mexican for dinner, and it was all a bit runny, and I would have just bent over and aimed at the cops. And, here it comes, guys! But that revealed nothing. Emptied him out, nothing. You would really think, at this point, they would let the poor bastard go. But no, not in New Mexico. They actually forced 2 more enemas, forced him to shit in front of them 2 more times. I think it stopped being funny the second time. And they forced him to do it 2 more times. So he's had 2 anal probes, he's had an x-ray, 2 anal probes, 3 enemas and shitting in front of the cops in the open. Absolutely humiliated. Still no drugs. They're still not satisfied. So they prep him for surgery and force him to have a colonoscopy. He never agreed to any of this. They told him he didn't have a choice. Colonoscopy, still no drugs. The guy didn't have drugs. There's not even a, oh, well, you say right. And you say we violated him. But he was a drug man. He didn't have drugs, which was revealed by the first fucking, x-ray. See, some YouTubers who are into the jump cutty stuff would have cut that burp out. This is cinema verite, people. You get the burps. So, yeah, in New Mexico, my recommendation to you is be relaxed. Because if you clench your buttocks around cops, be prepared for x-rays, anal probes, enemas, and unwanted colonoscopies.